Hi everyone, my name's Xavier Nazario and I am one of the parent representatives for Cesar Chavez Language Academy.
Hi everyone, this is Lily and I'm also a parent at Cesar Chavez.
And my daughter is in second grade.
And I have a child, my daughter, she is in third grade at Cesar Chavez.
The purpose of us doing this update in this fashion is to allow all of you insight on some of the work that the Transition Committee is doing over the next year to prepare for the two schools to come together. This is going to be an informal update, but we have been asked by several parents for more information on what's going on. So this is our attempt to let all of you know more about the happenings at our school.
And then I also wanted to add, the reason why we are involved. From a parent's perspective, I'm definitely passionate about my child's education and her future. And I think that what we have here at Cesar Chavez, the vibe and the energy is very positive and very productive. And I feel like there's just so much more to come out of this school.
We're just going to cover these 4 items. We're going to recap the work that we've done in the spring to get us to this point. We're going to talk about the committee members that are involved in this process. We'll talk about our summer retreat that we had for planning, strategy planning. And then we will talk about the work that we're doing this fall to prepare for the merger of the two schools.
The transition committee is made up members from, they're teachers and staff from both Cook and Cesar Chavez, as well as all 3 principals, Ms. Sands, Ms. Rocha from CCLA, and Mr. Soto from Cook, and then including Xavier and I, the parents from CCLA.
This was a pretty major undertaking that we had, bringing these 2 schools together. As many of you know, we now have over 800 students on one campus. So one of the things, once we got a facilitator that was offered through the district, which we're grateful to have, both Leslie and Dennis, we set up a schedule where we met regularly every 3 weeks. We established a really good working group of people who were committed to seeing this process be successful. We were able to provide a lot of feedback to the district on their facilities plans. So every blueprint that they published, they ran it by us to get our feedback on classroom space and all of those important things. And while not everything is in place yet, we still have a voice. We have their ear and they are listening to us. I think one of the most important things we did was to do a 2-day strategic planning session this summer. And we also just had a chance to re-energize this summer for the work that we have ahead this school year. And then lastly, which was really, really important, we physically moved an entire campus. Mainly the teachers moved the entire campus from Comstock to Cook Middle School.
We did have a retreat in June. It was a 2-day retreat for all the transition committee members. We were able to bring out what were our concerns and then focus on trying to figure out direction of where we're going and finalizing some things. We were also able to get to know each other. And also what I got out of it was that many of the concerns I had were also shared amongst the group, sort of brought us all closer. At the end of the day, we all realized that we want the best for our school and our children.
In one of the activities, the principals switched where the principal of the middle school listened to the CCLA committee members, and then Principal Rocha listened to the Cook committee members. And it was a really great activity for us to share our concerns in a safe space. Some of the outcomes we discussed and that we achieved at the retreat. One of the things that we continue to work on almost every meeting that we have is the schedule for CCLA and Cook. next year, it'll be one school. So the schedule is really important because it dictates the school day and how the school flows. So almost every single meeting that we've had in summer and even this fall have been focused around the schedule and how to tweak it and improve it so that it's better and it works for everyone.
The logistics, how we were going to naturally separate the children. So definitely thinking about the flow of the school, and we came to realize, how do we time things, because trying to separate the older from the younger kids. We also thought about the drop off and pickup. So really trying to figure out how to make that work as best as possible. Also looking at the safety, the supervision of the kids. So yeah, all of the logistics.
During this retreat, we also covered a few other areas. We talked a lot about conflict resolution, and these are for our teachers who are going through this. They're in a new environment. They have new colleagues, so figuring out a process for conflict resolution was a top priority. Really looking at visioning and what the school will look like in the future, not only short term, but long term, and then trying to be proactive and figure out what are some potential issues that we might run into.
We need to continue to make adjustments when things aren't working. Considering this is year 1 into our new school, we all acknowledge that, yes, things are not going to be perfect, and we need to all be okay with continuing to morph and change as we go.
We are in charge of our own destiny, and in order for us to work and coexist and really come together, we identified that we need to address our concerns internally.
These are our upcoming dates for our transition committee meeting. And then one big important date is going to be November 19th. That's going to be a chance for input to really look at the transition.
In summary, we are listening to your concerns as parents. We're both very involved parents in this process, and we just wanted to highlight some of the concerns that have already been identified and that we are working on. So things like extra water fountains in the play areas, shade on the playground, an actual playground. We know that that's something that was promised to be delivered over the summer, a temporary playground. We have been told that by mid-September, which is a week away, we will be getting a playground installed. That's the estimated time of installation. Crossing guards, more color on the walls, things like murals, and then also parking concerns that have been brought up, parking and also pick up and drop off concerns. So all of those things, we've heard you from the parent community, and we're working on it, and we're voicing your concerns.
For any personal questions, any concerns, you can email the principal. So Ms. Rocha for CCLA, the elementary, and then Ms. Sands for middle school for Cook, 7th and 8th grade. Our goal is that we want to continue to communicate in this method, so doing regular updates on what's going on, and our goal is to do a next update within the first week of October to cover the prior 3 meetings that are upcoming meetings.
That is our hope. Thank you all for your time, and we look forward to giving you an update and hearing from you in the future.
Thank you, everyone.